Nobel Prize winning doctor, just eat these every day and you will live to 100, not what you think. The conventional wisdom surrounding longevity often points towards exotic superfoods, a myriad of expensive supplements, or the adherence to restrictive, extreme diets. This prevailing belief, however, may be fundamentally flawed, and understanding the true mechanisms of human health and aging could profoundly reshape one's perspective. The foundational insights that challenge these widespread notions didn't emerge from a study of fleeting nutritional fads or trendy wellness regimens. Instead, they stem from the groundbreaking work of a doctor who was awarded the Nobel Prize not for dietary recommendations, but for an unparalleled discovery into the very essence of how the human body endures, meticulously repairs itself, and most crucially, decelerates the relentless march of aging at its most elemental level, the cellular core. Perhaps the most astonishing revelation from this scientific breakthrough is its simplicity. True longevity isn't about what additional elements you introduce into your diet or lifestyle, but rather about the consistent patterns of what you consume and, more importantly, how these patterns inherently activate your body's intrinsic longevity genes. Most individuals harbor a deeply ingrained conviction that aging is an inevitable passive process, that with each passing birthday, an invisible hand subtly diminishes one's strength, erodes memory, and inexorably subtracts years from a vibrant life. But what if this deeply held belief is not only incomplete, but entirely erroneous? What if the complex phenomenon we call aging is not an issue of a predetermined timeline, but rather a profound challenge in cellular maintenance and repair? And what if the genuine impediment preventing people from achieving a century of life has little to do with inherited genetic predispositions, but everything to do with a vital biological process that our contemporary eating habits have almost entirely stifled? In a pivotal moment for scientific understanding, the 2016 Nobel Prize in Medicine was bestowed upon a discovery so elemental and far-reaching that it compelled scientists worldwide to fundamentally reevaluate their understanding of aging, the genesis of cancer, and the very concept of longevity itself. This monumental discovery was autophagy, a sophisticated self-cleaning and recycling system intricately woven into the fabric of every single cell within your body. Autophagy, unlike the fleeting trends it so starkly contrasts, is neither a designer supplement nor a pharmaceutical drug. It is not a passing dietary craze. It is, in its purest form, a primal survival mechanism, honed and perfected over millennia, which has been instrumental in sustaining human existence for tens of thousands of years. Today, this ancient cellular intelligence may very well represent the crucial, long-sought key to unlocking a lifespan far exceeding what was previously considered within the realm of possibility. The term autophagy literally translates from Greek as self-eating, a description that, while accurate, regrettably conceals the true, profound power it wields. Its deeper, more accurate interpretation reveals a process of cellular renewal, a constant cycle of meticulous regeneration. When autophagy is actively engaged, your cells exhibit an extraordinary intelligence, identifying and targeting their own damaged components, including misfolded or broken proteins, and dysfunctional mitochondria, the very powerhouses of the cell. These impaired elements are then systematically broken down, meticulously disassembled, and their constituent parts recycled into fresh, healthy, and fully functional components. This sophisticated biological reclamation process confers a cascade of benefits. It significantly diminishes systemic inflammation, steadfastly protects the integrity of your precious DNA, effectively prevents the unchecked proliferation of abnormal cell growth, and most remarkably, dramatically decelerates the relentless progression of biological aging. Laboratory studies consistently corroborate this, demonstrating that organisms exhibiting higher levels of autophagic activity enjoy significantly extended lifespans. Conversely, when autophagy is deliberately suppressed or blocked, the aging process accelerates precipitously, inevitably leading to a higher incidence of disease. Here lies the truly startling paradox. Autophagy does not become active when your body is inundated with a constant supply of highly nutritious food. Quite the opposite, it is optimally activated when your body perceives a state of temporary scarcity, a brief interlude from constant feeding. It is triggered when insulin levels naturally dip, when the digestive system is finally allowed to rest, and when the body instinctively transitions from a continuous growth mode into a crucial repair and maintenance mode. In the pristine context of ancestral nature, this shift occurred as an automatic, seamless part of daily life. Early humans did not consume 6 meals a day, nor did they engage in perpetual snacking. Their lives were punctuated by natural, intermittent periods without food, and it was precisely during these quiet intervals that autophagy surged silently and diligently, repairing cellular damage long before it could manifest as disease or dysfunction. Tragically, modern humans, with their ubiquitous access to food and ingrained habits of frequent eating, almost never allow their bodies to enter this vital repair state. Every instance of eating, particularly when carbohydrates and sugars are involved, triggers a significant elevation in insulin. Insulin, though essential, is fundamentally a growth hormone. While growth is undeniably beneficial and necessary during childhood and adolescence, chronic and incessant growth signaling in adulthood proves to be nothing short of disastrous for long-term health and longevity. Persistently elevated insulin effectively conveys a biological command to your body: do not repair, do not recycle, just keep growing. This continuous growth without adequate repair leads to cells becoming increasingly dysfunctional, inflamed, and eventually dangerously compromised. This fundamental biological principle elucidates precisely why chronically high insulin levels are inextricably linked to a daunting array of modern chronic diseases, including various cancers, Alzheimer's disease, sometimes referred to as type 3 diabetes, due to its connection to insulin resistance, heart disease, and most broadly, accelerated biological aging. This is not a speculative theory. It is a measurable, verifiable biological reality. Scientific studies unequivocally demonstrate that autophagy is profoundly suppressed in individuals who eat frequently, even if their dietary choices are considered healthy by conventional standards. One might meticulously consume organic produce, adhere to a low-fat regimen, or embrace a plant-based diet. But if insulin levels are perpetually elevated throughout the day, autophagy remains stubbornly switched off. And when autophagy remains inactive, damaged cells, much like uncollected refuse, accumulate within the body, creating an internal environment ripe for disease and decay. Consider a stark reality that often leaves people in disbelief. By middle age, a significant proportion of adults possess cells operating at merely a fraction of their youthful capacity. This decline is not solely attributable to chronological age, but rather to the accumulated legacy of cells that were never properly cleaned, never fully renewed. The human body is inherently equipped with sophisticated self-cleaning mechanisms. Yet the prevailing patterns of modern eating have effectively silenced this crucial innate function. Contrast this alarming reality with populations renowned for their exceptional longevity, such as the inhabitants of Okinawa, the Sardinians, and other centenarian communities studied worldwide. A common thread emerges. These long-lived individuals do not eat constantly. They rarely snack. They do not overload their bodies with excessive protein. Consequently, their insulin levels remain consistently low for extended durations throughout the day. Researchers consistently observe the same remarkable physiological markers in these populations: significantly lower levels of inflammation, superior mitochondrial function, and a markedly slower rate of biological aging. Mitochondria, often overlooked, play a far more critical role in longevity than most people appreciate. These are the minuscule yet mighty energy factories nestled within each of your cells, tirelessly converting nutrients into the energy that powers every biological process. When mitochondria become damaged and are not efficiently recycled through the autophagic process, they begin to generate an excess of harmful free radicals. These volatile molecules, in turn, inflict damage upon DNA, accelerate the aging process, and trigger the onset of chronic diseases. Autophagy, with its remarkable precision, selectively targets and removes these broken or inefficient mitochondria in a specialized process known as mitophagy. A simple truth thus emerges: no mitophagy, no sustained longevity. This vital understanding explains why the simple act of consuming more external antioxidants rarely yields the transformative results people hope for. Antioxidants attempt to mitigate the damage after it has occurred, cleaning up the cellular mess. Autophagy, by contrast, prevents the mess from accumulating in the first place, ensuring cellular pristine condition. One of the most unsettling revelations in contemporary aging research is the discovery that a significant number of age-related diseases are not primarily caused by newly inflicted damage, but rather by old, accumulated damage that was never adequately cleared away. This includes the insidious plaques that form in the brain, the dysfunctional immune cells that lose their protective capabilities, and the dreaded senescent cells, often termed zombie cells, which stubbornly refuse to die and instead secrete inflammatory compounds that poison surrounding healthy tissue. Autophagy is the body's exquisitely designed system to methodically identify and remove these detrimental elements. When this critical system is rendered inactive, the body regrettably transforms into a veritable storage unit for its own accelerating decay. And what, among all the factors, more reliably and consistently shuts down the indispensable process of autophagy? Uninterrupted constant eating. This profound insight clarifies why genuine longevity is not merely a matter of caloric abundance. In fact, calorie restriction, when implemented without malnutrition, stands as one of the most consistently effective interventions for extending lifespan across a vast spectrum of species. The efficacy stems not from calories being inherently evil, but because less frequent eating naturally lowers insulin levels, and in doing so powerfully activates cellular repair mechanisms. The body ceases to constantly ask, "How do I grow?" and instead redirects its resources to the more critical question, "What do I fix?" This brings us to an uncomfortable yet unavoidable truth. Many individuals are experiencing accelerated aging not because they consume too little food, but precisely because they consume food too often. They never grant their intricate biology the essential opportunity to shift into its vital repair mode. They exist in a state of perpetual growth, an endless cycle of cellular expansion. And growth without accompanying repair is, by definition, the very essence of accelerated aging. Autophagy's influence extends far beyond merely prolonging lifespan. It profoundly impacts how one feels in the here and now. When autophagic activity is upregulated, individuals consistently report a remarkable array of improvements: enhanced mental clarity and cognitive sharpness, a significant reduction in chronic inflammation throughout the body, improved metabolic health characterized by stable blood sugar, and a more consistent, sustained energy throughout the day. These are not merely subjective sensations or motivational surges. They are tangible manifestations of underlying physiological shifts. Cleaner, more efficient cells inherently perform better. The Nobel Prize didn't celebrate a particular diet plan. It celebrated a fundamental biological mechanism, a powerful reminder that the human body possesses an innate wisdom for healing, provided we cease to constantly interrupt its delicate processes. Longevity, therefore, is not a commodity one can acquire or purchase. It is a state one actively permits. And the most impactful shift isn't adding yet another superfood to your plate. It is consciously creating intentional, sufficient space between your meals. Space where insulin levels are allowed to plummet. Space where the digestive system can finally conclude its arduous task. Space where your cells, at long last, receive the explicit biological permission to meticulously clean house to repair, and to renew. Aging is not an unalterable countdown to inevitable decline. It is a direct consequence of biological neglect. The very moment cellular repair is reinstated and allowed to flourish, the biological clock begins its gradual deceleration. This paradigm isn't about enduring extreme starvation. It is about reverently respecting the ancient biology that flawlessly sustained human life for eons, long before the advent of ubiquitous grocery stores and incessant food availability. When the processes of cellular repair consistently outweigh the accumulation of damage, life naturally extends itself. And the scientific evidence on this point is overwhelmingly clear. You do not age simply because time passes. You age because over time, the essential processes of repair cease to function effectively, and autophagy is the critical difference between these two states. A common misconception holds that food is merely fuel, a simple equation of calories in, calories out. The prevailing advice suggests eat healthy, move more, and hope for the best. However, human biology operates with far greater nuance and complexity. Every single item you introduce into your mouth transmits a precise chemical message to your cells. This message is not benign, it is a directive. It either instructs your body to diligently repair and protect itself, or it sends a signal to accelerate aging, to accumulate damage, and to effectively shut down vital repair mechanisms. The distinction between these two outcomes is not subtle, it is dramatic, demonstrably measurable, and profoundly proven at the cellular level. Herein lies a crucial truth that most people never encounter. Autophagy, the Nobel Prize winning cellular mechanism, is not exclusively activated by fasting alone. Critically, it is either robustly supported or actively blocked by the specific foods you choose to eat when you do eat. One could meticulously adhere to a fasting regimen, only to inadvertently sabotage the entire repair process with a single biologically inappropriate meal. And this is precisely where the landscape of modern nutrition often subtly and relentlessly undermines human longevity. The most insidious dietary culprits are not solely sugar and highly processed junk food. The more pervasive and ultimately damaging problem lies with foods that chronically and dramatically spike insulin levels. Insulin, in itself, is not inherently detrimental. It is a vital hormone. However, chronically elevated insulin functions as a biological stop sign, an absolute impediment for autophagy. When insulin levels are persistently high, your body remains perpetually locked in a growth mode. Growth mode, in this context, translates directly to no recycling, no cellular cleanup, and absolutely no repair. And foods that repeatedly trigger these insulin spikes effectively keep that crucial repair switch permanently in the off position. This intricate interplay explains why healthy fats are so incredibly powerful in the context of longevity. Fat possesses a unique metabolic characteristic. It provides a rich source of energy without demanding a significant, if any, insulin response. When you consume healthy fats, your body does not enter a state of metabolic panic. Blood sugar remains remarkably stable, insulin levels stay consistently low, and this metabolic environment allows autophagy to continue its vital work quietly and efficiently in the background. This is not a theoretical concept, it is observable physiology. Studies consistently demonstrate that states of low insulin actively preserve mitochondrial function and significantly reduce oxidative stress, both of which are major, well-established predictors of extended lifespan. Furthermore, fat consumption fuels the production of ketones. Ketones are not merely an alternative energy source, they are powerful signaling molecules. They activate a sophisticated cascade of genes directly linked to enhanced longevity, heightened stress resistance, and robust brain protection. This is precisely why ketogenic metabolic states are consistently associated with reduced inflammation, substantial improvements in neurological health, and effective protection against age-related cognitive decline. It is not fat that is accelerating your aging. It is the repeated, sugar-driven insulin spikes that are the true culprits. Beyond fats, the humble, cruciferous vegetables offer another layer of profound biological benefit. These vegetables are not simply healthy in a general, vague sense. They contain unique bioactive compounds, such as sulforaphane, which powerfully activate NRF2. NRF2 is recognized as a master regulator of an expansive network of antioxidant and detoxification genes within the body. By controlling hundreds of protective pathways, NRF2 significantly reduces DNA damage and effectively slows cellular aging. These vegetables achieve their profound benefits without spiking insulin, instead dramatically augmenting the body's intrinsic capacity to neutralize toxins and combat oxidative stress. This combination of low insulin impact and powerful protective activation is exceptionally rare and immensely potent. What makes this even more remarkable is that these vegetables empower your body to produce its own endogenous antioxidants, a far more sustainable and profound strategy than merely relying on dietary antioxidants. This means the cellular protection is deeper, more sustained, and operates at a more fundamental level. This mechanism is a key reason why populations with high dietary consumption of low-carb, cruciferous vegetables consistently exhibit lower cancer rates and demonstrate a slower biological aging trajectory. Protein, a macronutrient essential for life, presents a more nuanced and often uncomfortable discussion in the context of longevity. While indispensable for muscle synthesis and repair, excessive protein intake actively engages a specific growth pathway known as mTOR, mammalian target of rapamycin. mTOR is exceptionally useful and crucial during periods of rapid growth, such as childhood and adolescence. However, when mTOR is chronically and persistently activated throughout adulthood, it paradoxically accelerates the aging process and, critically, suppresses autophagy. This observation has been repeatedly validated and demonstrated across numerous longevity research studies. Animal models with chronically elevated mTOR activity age at an accelerated rate and develop a greater incidence of disease. Conversely, animals whose protein intake is carefully moderated consistently exhibit extended lifespans. This scientific finding does not imply that protein is inherently bad. Rather, it underscores the paramount importance of both timing and quantity. Moderate protein intake effectively supports muscle maintenance and essential cellular repair. However, excess protein sends a continuous signal to the body to prioritize growth, even when the biological imperative should be focused on cellular cleaning and rejuvenation. The longest-lived populations globally do not consume high-protein meals all day, every day. They consume sufficient protein to meet their needs, and then they pause. That intentional pause, that period of metabolic rest, is precisely where vital cellular repair and rejuvenation are allowed to occur. Fermented foods elevate this discussion even further by directly influencing the gut microbiome, which is now unequivocally recognized as a major regulator of systemic inflammation, immune system aging, and even profound aspects of brain health. Specific beneficial gut bacteria produce vital short-chain fatty acids, such as butyrate, which directly bolster the integrity of the gut lining, forming a robust barrier against harmful substances, and simultaneously reduce systemic inflammation throughout the body. Chronic, low-grade inflammation is universally acknowledged as one of the strongest and most consistent predictors of accelerated aging and premature disease. Consuming fermented foods demonstrably shifts the composition of the gut microbiome towards bacterial species that promote a calmer, more balanced immune system rather than perpetually triggering it into an overactive state. A tranquil, well-regulated immune system ages discernibly slower. This is not mere poetic metaphor. It is a measurable physiological reality. Chronic immune activation, over time, relentlessly damages tissues. Fermented foods effectively help to attenuate this destructive immunological noise. Finally, we arrive at minerals, a category of micronutrients almost completely neglected and deficient in the modern Western diet. The myriad enzymes that orchestrate cellular repair, drive the production of endogenous antioxidants, and maintain the integrity of our precious DNA all require specific minerals to function as essential cofactors. Magnesium alone is implicated in over 300 enzymatic reactions critical for health. Without adequate mineral status, the body's sophisticated repair pathways simply cannot function optimally, even if autophagy is technically on. This explains why individuals can engage in fasting and still feel unwell if their mineral reserves are depleted. Here's another shocking fact. Many people in contemporary society are simultaneously overfed and profoundly undernourished. They consume a surplus of calories, enough to consistently suppress autophagy, yet they fail to ingest a sufficient array of micronutrients to adequately support cellular repair. This creates the absolute worst-case scenario for aging. Damage accumulates relentlessly, and the very biological tools required to fix it are conspicuously absent. When one intelligently combines healthy fats, low insulin-impacting vegetables, moderate and judicious protein, nutrient-dense fermented foods, and mineral-rich whole foods, something truly remarkable unfolds. You provide your body with nourishment, yet insulin levels remain harmoniously controlled. Cellular growth is perfectly balanced with repair. The vital process of cellular rejuvenation is not constantly interrupted. Autophagy continues its essential work, rather than being summarily shut down. In this approach, you are no longer forced to choose between optimal nourishment and sustained longevity. You are seamlessly aligning them. This integrated approach is why individuals who adopt these eating patterns frequently experience profound improvements that might initially seem entirely unrelated to food. Clearer cognitive function, a significant reduction in chronic joint pain, markedly improved sleep quality, and far more stable, consistent energy levels throughout the day. These are not merely placebo effects. They are robust physiological indicators of dramatically reduced systemic inflammation and vastly improved cellular efficiency. The astonishing truth is that the human body does not require perpetual stimulation. What it craves and thrives upon is consistency and judicious restraint. The right foods, consumed in the right way, send a clear, consistent message. Resources are available, but they are not excessive. This precise biological signal maintains the body in an efficient, adaptable, and biologically youthful state. Longevity is not about eating perpetually less forever. It is about cultivating an eating pattern that respects and supports your body's most powerful, innate repair systems. The wrong foods, eaten too often, slam the brakes on autophagy. The right foods, strategically consumed, quietly keep it alive and thriving. And that fundamental distinction is the difference between merely surviving and gracefully aging with enduring strength, profound mental clarity, and unwavering resilience. Your body inherently possesses the wisdom and capacity to live a long, vibrant life. Your food choices are either a constant reminder of that innate capability or a persistent force making it forget. The vast majority of people believe that the ultimate secret to robust health lies in selecting the perfect foods, whether they are organic or conventionally grown, low-carb or low-fat, or the latest superfood or supplement. Yet, contemporary science has unveiled a truth far more uncomfortable and, paradoxically, far more powerful. The frequency with which you eat may, in fact, matter more profoundly than the specific composition of what you eat. And this singular, pervasive mistake, the habit of constant eating, may be silently, relentlessly accelerating aging in millions of individuals who genuinely believe they are adhering to every healthy directive. Every time you bring food to your mouth, your body makes a profound decision. This is not a conscious, deliberate choice, but an automatic, hormonal imperative. Insulin levels surge, the complex process of digestion commences, and your entire biology abruptly shifts into an energetic growth mode. While growth mode superficially sounds positive and desirable, it comes at a significant biological cost. When the system is engaged in constant growth, the vital process of repair is simultaneously and effectively switched off. Autophagy, the Nobel Prize-winning cellular cleanup and renewal system, is actively suppressed, and the relentless pace of the modern world, with its ubiquitous food availability and encouragement of frequent consumption, keeps this critical repair system suppressed almost continuously, day after day, week after week. Here is a truly startling statistic. Studies unequivocally demonstrate that the average adult eats for over 15 hours per day, a figure that includes all meals, snacks, and even calorie-containing beverages. This leaves a woefully insufficient amount of time, often less than a third of the day, for the body to ever truly enter a genuine repair state. From the moment one awakens until late into the night, insulin levels are repeatedly spiked. Digestion is an almost constantly active process, and critical cellular cleanup is perpetually postponed again and again. Aging is not an abrupt, catastrophic event that erupts overnight. It is an insidious accumulation, a silent progression that occurs when fundamental cellular repair is delayed for extended periods and for too long. This critical biological understanding illuminates why intermittent fasting is not merely a fleeting dietary trend or a faddish health hack. It is, in its purest form, a return to biological reality, a reestablishment of the ancient rhythms that shaped human physiology. When you deliberately cease eating for a prolonged and intentional period, insulin levels naturally fall. The insistent growth signals quiet down, and the body, finally unburdened, switches into a vital maintenance and repair mode. During this crucial window, autophagy dramatically increases. Damaged proteins are systematically broken down and recycled. Dysfunctional mitochondria are efficiently removed through metaphagy, and even immune cells undergo a process of profound resetting and rejuvenation. This is not inspirational or motivational language. This is meticulously documented and verifiable human physiology. In tightly controlled scientific studies, markers of autophagy consistently rise significantly after a window of 16 to 24 hours without food. In longer, more extended fasts, the beneficial effects intensify further. However, even modest fasting windows, for example, a daily 16-hour period of non-eating, generate meaningful and measurable cellular repair. The human body was exquisitely designed for this intermittent rhythm. Humans evolved in an environment characterized by natural gaps in food availability. There was no predictable breakfast, mid-morning snack, lunch, afternoon snack, dinner, and late-night dessert cycle. There were periods of eating, followed by periods of time without food. And that crucial time is precisely where deep healing and repair happened. One of the most startling revelations emerging from metabolic research is the unsettling finding that constant snacking, even on foods conventionally considered healthy, may be metabolically worse than consuming foods of poor quality within a more constrained eating window. Even ostensibly low-calorie snacks, a handful of crackers, a supposedly healthy protein bar, or a nutrient-dense smoothie, each triggers an insulin response sufficient to press the pause button on autophagy. The body is never granted the opportunity to complete its essential cleaning and repair before it is interrupted once more, and these constant interruptions carry profound cumulative consequences. Mitochondria, the crucial engines powering your cells, are particularly sensitive to this ceaseless cycle. When damaged mitochondria are not efficiently removed through fasting-induced metaphagy, they become dysfunctional and leak highly reactive free radicals. These free radicals then inflict damage upon vital DNA, critical proteins, and fragile cell membranes. Over time, this cumulative damage manifests as pervasive fatigue, insidious brain fog, the development of insulin resistance, and the relentless progression of chronic disease. This biological cascade explains why aging often presents initially as a gradual, inexplicable loss of energy long before other symptoms become apparent. Intermittent fasting actively restores order and efficiency to these complex cellular processes. When food intake ceases, the body becomes remarkably efficient. Growth hormone levels naturally increase, effectively protecting precious muscle tissue and simultaneously supporting the efficient burning of stored fat for energy. Insulin levels plummet, allowing accumulated fat stores to be readily accessed and utilized. Inflammation markers throughout the body demonstrably fall. Even brain-derived neurotrophic factor, BDNF, a vital molecule intrinsically linked to learning, memory formation, and overall brain health, has been shown to increase significantly during periods of fasting. Far from shrinking, the brain becomes more resilient and adaptable during fasting. This robust physiological response explains why fasting has been consistently shown to improve insulin sensitivity, even independently of weight loss. It is not fundamentally about mere calories. It is about restoring hormonal rhythm and balance. The body desperately requires cycles: eat, stop, repair, repeat. When this fundamental rhythm is disrupted and disappears, aging accelerates. Now consider a profound and unifying fact. Many, if not most, age-related diseases share a single underlying root cause: chronic metabolic overstimulation. Alzheimer's disease, for instance, is now controversially referred to by some leading researchers as type 3 diabetes due to the profound link between insulin resistance and impaired glucose metabolism within the brain. Cancer cells demonstrably thrive and proliferate in environments characterized by high glucose and chronically elevated insulin. Heart disease correlates strongly and consistently with systemic chronic inflammation and pervasive metabolic dysfunction. These are not disparate, unrelated problems. They are distinct, yet interconnected outcomes stemming from the same fundamental biological imbalance: constant, uninterrupted feeding. Fasting, by contrast, reverses this detrimental signal. It conveys a clear message to the body: resources are temporarily limited, therefore, efficiency becomes paramount. Waste products must be meticulously recycled. Cellular errors must be diligently corrected. Weak or compromised cells must be removed, allowing only strong, resilient cells to survive and thrive. This is a process of cellular natural selection, and it only occurs when food is temporarily absent. What is even more remarkable is that the body actively protects itself during periods of fasting, often more effectively than during constant eating. Muscle tissue is preserved through the surge of growth hormone. Fat stores are preferentially utilized as the primary energy source. The body does not simply break down during a fast, it intelligently reorganizes, becoming leaner and more efficient. This is precisely why individuals who consistently practice time-restricted eating or intermittent fasting frequently report feeling younger, more vibrant, and more energetic, rather than weaker or depleted. Joint pain often diminishes, mental clarity notably improves, and energy levels stabilize. These are tangible indicators that chronic inflammation is receding and overall cellular efficiency is profoundly improving. Longevity researchers have observed a fascinating commonality in long-lived populations across the globe. They don't simply eat less, they eat less often. Their meals are typically simpler, and snacking is a rare occurrence. There are long, natural gaps without food. No one in these cultures labels it fasting. It is simply their way of life. And the cumulative result of these deeply ingrained patterns is consistently lower insulin levels, enhanced metabolic flexibility, and a demonstrably slower rate of biological aging. Modern culture, often driven by a constant cycle of consumption, tragically treats even mild hunger as an immediate emergency, a crisis to be averted at all costs. However, mild hunger is a biological signal, not an existential threat. It is the subtle, yet powerful indication that the body's vital repair mode is beginning to engage. The discomfort that many people experience when contemplating skipping a meal is not a sign of damage. It is a sign of adaptation, the body intelligently shifting gears, transitioning from a growth-centric state to a repair-centric one. This does not advocate for extreme fasting for everyone. Instead, it underscores the critical importance of intentional periodic breaks from eating. Whether it's a 16-hour window, an 18-hour window, or occasionally a 24-hour period, the goal is to create enough time for insulin levels to fall significantly and for autophagy to rise sufficiently. This allows your cells the much-needed permission to finally clean up decades of accumulated damage. Here is perhaps the hardest truth to accept. You cannot out-supplement constant eating. No amount of pills or powders can counteract the biological effects of non-stop insulin spikes. You cannot out-exercise a broken metabolic rhythm. You cannot biohack your way around fundamental human biology. True cellular repair absolutely requires time without food. There is no shortcut, no magic bullet. Longevity is not built during meals. It is meticulously constructed in the deliberate spaces between them. When you consciously choose to stop eating, the body does not panic. It intelligently focuses its resources. When you cease constant snacking, inflammation does not rise, it falls. When you stop interrupting the digestive process, cellular intelligence returns and flourishes. Aging is not fundamentally caused by hunger. It is caused by never allowing the essential processes of repair to fully complete. And the very moment you fundamentally change how often you eat, you irrevocably alter the entire trajectory of your biology. Not slowly, not symbolically, but at the deepest, most fundamental cellular level. This is why how you eat matters more profoundly than what you eat. Because time, the intentional absence of food during specific windows, is the most powerful nutrient you've been missing all along.